Do you really want to live in Zion? Do you really want the truth? This is a really important question. If you have watched Matrix, I know that most of you have, you'd remember that living in a simulation seemed better than living in the real world. The people who were living in the real world didn't seem to be enjoying their lives. They knew that they were living in the real world, but they weren't enjoying their lives. The people who were living in a simulation, who didn't even know that they were living in a simulation, seemed to have been enjoying their lives. I mean, some of them. But the people who were living in the real world weren't enjoying their lives. Like, there wasn't a person who was living in the real world who was actually enjoying their lives. Everyone in the real world was depressed. Why do humans prefer lies? People will hate you for speaking the truth. They will really, really hate you for speaking the truth. Does knowing the truth makes us lonely? What if humans are purposefully avoiding the truth? They know on a subconscious level that they don't want the truth. So when they hear the truth, they ignore it. They treat people who speak the truth like they are bad. Even in movies, villains tend to be the ones who actually speak the truth, but they are treated as if they are the bad guys. I remember Joe Rogan made this joke about Santa. He was like, when do you tell your kid that Santa isn't real? Because you don't want your kid to be the first one to know that Santa isn't real. You don't want him to be the one to tell his friends that Santa isn't real, but you also do not want him to be the last one to realize that Santa isn't real. If he's gonna be the first one to realize that Santa isn't real and he tells his friends, like, he's gonna be a jerk by default. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because children want to believe that Santa is real. So if he's gonna tell his friends that Santa isn't real, then he's going to be treated like a jerk. Because as humans, we prefer living in our delusion. When I was growing up, we would watch professional wrestling a lot, and I knew that they were acting. But my friends didn't know, and they will hate me for telling them the truth, because I'll tell them that, hey, they're just acting. They'll hate me. I didn't understand why. But what if humans don't want the truth? You tell Christians the truth, they hate you. It's like on a subconscious level, we know we don't want the truth. We don't want to live in Zion. We don't want to live in the real world. We want to live in the matrix. We want to live in a simulation. What if human beings are purposefully avoiding the truth? Here's a very important question. What if humans are purposefully ignoring the truth? When I was a kid, we used to play this game called Matopetan, where we would pretend to be something that we were not. Maybe someone would pretend to be a parent, someone would pretend to be a donkey, someone would pretend to be a child, someone's child. So someone would pretend to be a bird. Like, we used to play these games a lot. We'll stay in character the whole time. We wouldn't break characters. And if someone broke character, we would never want to play with them. We will hate them for breaking character. Someone said, I don't like this anymore, it isn't real. We would hate them. I don't want to play anymore. We would hate them. It's like we didn't want anyone to remind us that it was just a game. Isn't that the reason why people who speak the truth are hated in our society? They don't want someone to remind them that, hey, you're living a lie. They don't want to be reminded that they are living a lie. They don't want to live in Zion. They don't want to eat shitty food. They don't want to be depressed. There isn't much to do in Zion. Now, people who are living a lie have so much to do. There's so much to do when you are living a lie. There are a lot of things that they convince themselves that they must do. People who are real only do what is actually necessary. Remember what I told you yesterday about adults? They're just big babies. They have a lot of responsibilities. And they're taking the game that they're playing more seriously. You see adults going to church, speaking in tongues. Do you really think they've grown? Why do they speak in tongues? Why do they sing songs? Why do they worship a God that they don't know? Why do adults wake up in the morning and go to work a job that they do not even like? Why do we live the way that we live? Why do adults sing at funerals? Why are all funerals the same? Why don't people do things differently, like the way that they want to do things? Why do people read, or like, why do they write something on a tombstone, right? Or even read something that they wrote to the person that has died, a person that cannot hear them? Why do people dress a certain way? Why do people follow certain trends? Isn't it because there are no real adults, there are no real grown-ups? Adults are just big babies. That's why when people become older, they start acting the way they used to act when they were kids. It's only because there are no real adults. So when you tell them the truth, you are ruining the fun. They don't want to live in Zion. Zion is boring. They prefer living in their delusion. They prefer living in the fake world. Maybe humans don't want to live in the real world. Maybe humans don't want the truth. Maybe we know that on a subconscious level. That's why we respond negatively to truth. Why is it that when we are dreaming, we don't realize that we are dreaming? Why does our subconscious mind not tell us that we are dreaming? Why are we supposed to not know that we are dreaming when we are dreaming? I mean, it should be obvious when you're dreaming that you're dreaming, but you don't think you're dreaming, you think it's real. Until you wake up and you're like, oh, it was just a dream. What if your subconscious mind doesn't want you to know the truth? And people who are religious behaving fun. I mean, I wouldn't like doing the things that they do, but they seem to like doing the things that they do. I've debated with a lot of Christians in my life, and what I've realized is that even if I convince them that I'm right, they will still want to be Christian. Like, them being Christian isn't about them like wanting the truth. It has nothing to do with that. They just love being Christian. You know, they love singing in church. They love speaking in tongues, you know, lying to one another about what God has done for them. It's fun, you know, because human beings are just big babies. It's fun for them, but they know that They, I mean, here's the thing. The more you convince yourself, like if you're very religious, the more you convince yourself that your religion is true, I guess, like the more fun you get to have. Like you don't want to know that it's not real. You see? Because I've debated with people that I've realized that they know that it's not real, but they're doing their best to convince themselves that it is. And I'm ruining the fun for them by telling them the truth. Sometimes I hold back, like, they don't want to live in Zion. And what am I doing? Taking them to Zion. They prefer getting slain in spirit and rolling on around. They do that a lot. You know, a pastor prays for them and they fall down and they start rolling. Children screaming, saying things, saying, I don't want I don't want this person to be successful. That is why I make sure that they drink alcohol. That's why I make sure that they smoke. It's because I don't want them to be successful. Pretend as if a demon is speaking through them. Pretend to be possessed. It's fun. They love playing that game. Because human beings are children. You try to take them to Zion, they're like, no, I don't want to live in the real world. The real world sucks. What am I going to benefit in the real world? I'm just going to be depressed. I'm not going to be having fun. So isn't it better to live in the Matrix than to live in Zion? What is real? When we're little kids, we were able to play alone by just imagining things. And we believe that the things that we're imagining were real. Like, like the kids were able to like convince themselves that the things that they were imagining were real. Those are the kids that would have the most fun. Just imagine yourself driving a plane. Enjoy yourself. Imagine yourself driving a car. Imagine yourself eating your favorite food. Imagine yourself holding a baby. Been programming us since we're young to want to have children. Can you imagine if when you were a kid you didn't like play like other kids, like you didn't imagine things, you just you were real and honest with yourself the whole time. You didn't sometimes pretend as if you were driving a car, sometimes pretend as if you are in a place that you've always wanted to be in. You're just real. Like you would have not like really like it would have been hard for you to enjoy your childhood. It seems like people want to believe their lies. And there is something on a subconscious level that rejects the truth. That is why when you dream, you don't know that you are dreaming. Maybe the real world is boring. In any situation, you can't really speak the truth. Like, you're ruining the fun in any situation. The more you lie, the more people like you, because you are convincing them that it's real. What they want to be true is true. Here's the game that you must play. You lie to people. Well, you all can see that none of these religions are true, but if you can really, like, you can perform tricks that are gonna make people believe that, hey, might actually be real, they're gonna love you. That's why they love fake prophets. See, they don't like real, like pastors who are real. They like pastors who are gonna be performing fake miracles. Isn't that because human beings just don't want the truth? Isn't that because they do not want to live in Zion? Remember, Saif wanted to go back to the Matrix? That scene killed me, where he was talking to Agent Smith. He was telling him, make me someone important, like a celebrity. And we wanted to be rich. He's tired of living in the real world. It's like, nah, man, I'm tired. I want to live in the Matrix. Because what's better about living in the real world? Is the truth better? Human beings are living a lie. They lie to themselves, and when you tell them the truth, they will hate you. You tell a person the truth, they will hate you. Even truth that is actually obvious. Like, you tell someone obvious truth, they will hate you. You are reminding them that what they want to be real isn't. You are taking them to Zion, so they hate you for taking them to Zion. So you must lie. If you want to be loved by people, you must lie. Ever realized that people love you more when you lie than when you speak the truth? When you lie to them, they'll love you. When you speak the truth, they're gonna hate you. How do you know that Zion is the real world? What if it's another matrix? What if the truth isn't better? What if even the truth is a lie? What do I mean? Let's say reality was not what we thought it was. Let's say there was no truth. What do I mean? What if the truth was what you believe the truth to be on a subconscious level? The same way that, like, when you're dreaming, the things that you believe are true on a subconscious level manifest, right? If you're in a dream and you believe that you're a millionaire, you are a millionaire. So there's no truth in your dreams except for what you believe to be the truth. So what if reality is kind of like that? And you prefer to live in Zion, even though Zion is not a matrix? This is a very important question. What if there is no truth? I know what you're thinking. Wait, Benedictines, how can you say there's no truth? Because if there was no truth, then that will also mean that that statement that you've just said isn't true. You can't say there's no truth, because that will be the truth. So you can't really say there is no truth. And you're right. But what if in this realm there is no truth? What if the truth exists outside of this realm? So no matter what you believe that Christianity isn't true. But what you believe to be the truth isn't true. Like, for example, you believe in evolution, but what if evolution didn't happen? You believe in the Big Bang theory. What if there was no Big Bang? You believe you are in a matrix, and you're seeing evidence of that, but you're not in the matrix. Reality is whatever you believe on a subconscious level it is, and that's it. So yes, you're gonna see evidence of what you believe. So you believe in Christianity, you're gonna see evidence of the things that you believe being true. You know, you're gonna see Jesus sometimes when you're praying. Dude will just appear and just stand in front of you and do nothing. Isn't that weird? Many Christians have told me that when they were praying, they saw Jesus. Like, okay, why did he show up? Why did he didn't say anything? I mean, shouldn't he tell you something important? You know, shouldn't he tell you some secrets? So dude just appears and disappears. Why? Oh, that's a sign that he's there? Really? One of the biggest questions that I've asked myself was, why is it that people who don't believe in Christianity, when they pray for us, we don't fall and nothing happens? I mean, we're supposed to be carrying all the demons, right? Because if you're not a Christian, they say that you have demons, that you're not protected. So we're supposed to be carrying all the demons, but nothing happens. You stand in front of a pastor, he prays for you, nothing happens. You're not going to shake, nothing, right? But the people who believe, those are the people who will fall. Those are the people who will start saying some things that don't make sense when the demons are manifesting. Maybe it has to do with what you believe. I was having a conversation with someone about witchcraft. I was like, I don't believe in witchcraft, and I've never been bewitched. Like, I've never seen something that really shows me that, you know what I mean, like I've been bewitched. But he was telling me stories, like things that he has experienced, he experienced growing up, and these stories are interesting. I was like, what if reality is just what you believe it to be? So he believes in that, so it becomes his reality. So he does see evidence of what he believes. We can compare the truth to Zion, because it seems like, yes, truth will set you free, and that's beautiful. And I will say that, and this is important, what I'm about to tell you, some people have outgrown the lie. That's what I've realized. I've spoken to many of y'all guys in the comment, privately. I've spoken to many of you, and what I've realized is that you really want the truth. You really want to live in Zion, because you have outgrown the lie, right? You don't want to be religious. You have outgrown that. It doesn't make any sense to you. You don't want to be a baby anymore. Can you imagine, as an adult, being forced to play like a baby? You're not a baby anymore. I mean, you're a big baby, but you, you are not a small baby. You see, so you don't want to play like a small baby. You want to play like adults. If you're a fourth grader, you don't want to play like a first grader. You know what I mean? There were things that you used to do when you were 10 that you find boring now. I think some of us do want to live in Zion. But, and this is important, this is what I'm about to tell you is really important. Zion must be the real world. It must not be another matrix. Because when most people wake up, they still find themselves in the matrix. They still find themselves living lies. This is important. I've spoken to many of you guys, and you still tell me that there are still some things that you do that all humans that are lying to themselves are doing. And if you fully embodied your level of consciousness, if you truly embodied your enlightenment, you wouldn't be doing these things anymore. Like, you would be totally detached from these things. So it's like there's a part of you that still wants to be in the matrix, but that also wants to be in Zion. Right? I think the only way to be free is to truly embody your enlightenment, is to be so damn real, so damn honest, that you do not live a life that contradicts itself. Your words do not contradict your actions. Or let me say, your actions do not contradict your words. You can, there are people that I've spoken to who will tell me that, oh, I'm still afraid to speak the truth. I'm still afraid to tell my parents that I don't believe in a religion that they believe in. I'm still afraid to tell my parents that I'm an internationalist. I'm still afraid to tell my friends that I don't believe in God if you don't believe in God. If Zion is still is another matrix, then it will still suck. What you really want is the truth. Is to be totally free. Neo was able to do things that are supposed to be impossible in real life. So when he was in Zion, I think he stopped those things. What they call them, centipedes or something like that. He stopped those things with his hand. So that shows he was still in the matrix. Because in the real world, it's supposed to be impossible. So maybe truth only sucks because it's still lies. It's still not the real truth. So that's why the truth actually sucks. Because if you tell yourself that you know the truth and you find that you live in a world where there is no truth, then whatever you've convinced yourself the truth is isn't even the truth. You see? So you're in Zion, but Zion is another matrix, is another simulation. So you have not really escaped the matrix. So maybe that is the problem. Maybe there's the reason why there's loneliness. In work communities. Once people start waking up, they become lonely, they start to feel alone. Maybe they're in another matrix, maybe they're in Zion. Maybe what you need is to live in the real world, not in the matrix. Maybe you're tired of living in the matrix. You're tired of playing these games that you are being forced to play in the matrix. So you want the truth. So sometimes I do feel like a jerk when I'm like telling people the truth. I'm like, am I even doing the right thing? And when I'm making videos speaking the truth, that's different, because people will be watching because they want to watch me speak about the truth, you know. But just telling someone out of nowhere what the truth is, that seems wrong. You know, you can tell someone the truth and they become depressed because what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and they can see that what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Or maybe it's the game that I want to play. I want to take people to Zion. Zion is in the real world, but I want to take people to Zion. That's why I love truth so much. Maybe I love Zion and I want to take people to Zion, but it's still another matrix. But I do feel guilty sometimes when I tell people the truth. Especially people that I know are happy they're happy with the lies that they believe. Like they don't really care about the truth. And that's most people. Like most people do not care about the truth. Most people lie to themselves a lot in order to get by. You're like, if these people lived in Zion, will they be able to cope? I can cope. I'm Morpheus. I'm good. I don't got a problem living in Zion, but will other people be able to live in Zion? I used to feel sad for my mom when I would be talking to her about Christianity when I was like waking up, because I had no one to talk to. So I would talk to her about Christianity. But like, how do we know it's true? And I would ask her very deep questions, and she would realize that I make a lot of sense. She would realize that I make a lot of sense, but I'll feel sorry for her because I realized that there's nothing else for her. Like, she has to live in a delusion. What is she going to do? So okay. And she used to tell me that, actually. She's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? You see? Let's say you're right. What am I supposed to do? So I'll feel bad for her. Like, yeah, but what is she supposed to do? This is all she has. She believes what she believes, and it's all that she has. So without that, there's nothing else. Like, what is she supposed to do? Sometimes when I'm having deep conversations with people about what's actually going on, I feel sad for them, because I do realize that they don't really want the truth, and I'm kind of like ruining the fun for them. You could see it in their eyes when you're talking to them that this person doesn't want the truth. You can see it. You know, when you're talking to a person and what you're saying is hurting them. Like, it makes sense, but it's hurting them. You can see it in their eyes, because you can't, like, your eyes, that's what they say, your eyes are windows to you. So, like, you can't fake, like, you can fake a smile, but you can't fake you can't fake how you feel. Like, just if you want to fake how you feel, just close your eyes. I guess you can. But if someone is looking directly at your eye, you can't fake anything. They can see when you're lying. Like, if you want to know when a person is lying, look them deep, like, in their eyes. In fact, they will start making mistakes when you stare them directly in their eyes. They'll start making mistakes because they'll feel uncomfortable. They'll feel like you can see through them, because you can. When you're telling someone something that hurts them, you see it in their eyes. They can't fake it. When a person is hurt, you can see it in their eyes. I remember I had this conversation with my cousin about how girls, like, how when a girl doesn't love you anymore, you can see it in their eyes. He said something very funny. He was like, when my ex left, bro, like, her eyes changed. Like, they weren't the same. Like, for real, her eyes really changed. You would swear it wasn't her. And I laughed because the girl that broke my heart, when she fell out of love with me, I was able to see it. Like, her eyes changed, and it was like she was not the same person. I was actually scared of her. I remember the last day when I had a conversation with her, I was scared. I was like, is this really her, or she just got possessed because her eyes changed? You can see that there's no love anymore. You can see it in her eyes that the love that was there isn't there anymore. Like, the person that fell in love with me died. It's no longer her. This is a new person. I think some of us don't want to live this lie anymore that we are all living, or that we are being forced to live. Like, what makes life hard for people who are truly conscious is being forced to live a lie that they do not want to live anymore. Like, that sucks, because we are being forced to live a lie. Like, the way that we live, kids being sent to school, being trained to be slaves, and end up being slaves, having jobs, all these things. Some people just don't want us. They don't want to play this game. Because they can see that everything is a lie. I think the best option that you have is to actually be as real as possible and be as honest as possible. Like, it's to not live a life full of contradictions. You must walk the talk, right? I think that's the only way. You must be willing to suffer for being real than to suffer for being fake. Because there's nothing you gain in the end. The thing is, you prefer Zion because you've outgrown everything. Oh, you think you prefer Zion, but you kind of like Zion seem better than the Matrix because you've outgrown a lot of things. So there's still lies in Zion, but maybe you are not conscious enough to see that there's still lies. So you kind of like feel comfortable, but maybe not totally comfortable because you're still waking up. So maybe that's the reason why some people want to live in Zion, even though it sucks. But I think what we really need is the final truth. What is this? What is really going on? I think not everyone wants to be stuck in this reality. You know, some people do want to be stuck in this reality because, in my opinion, they're still growing. They're not conscious enough to not want this anymore. They haven't outgrown this. But some people have, and it's torture for them to like have to do this. Being forced to be a little baby, that's torture. Because everything is a game. Humans are just playing. Humans are playing these games. But you don't want to play these games, you want to be real. You don't want to gossip. Human beings love gossiping. They love gossip. They love talking about celebrities. There's this trend, I'm not sure if it's still going on, where people were unfollowing celebrities. Last time I saw something about this trend, was Kim Kardashian lost like 3 million followers on all her accounts, social accounts, social media accounts. Like, people have been unfollowing her. I love this dog. What breed is this? What breed is this? They're so unbothered. Like there's 2 of them. They're so damn unbothered. They don't even pay attention to anything else. It's like you'd walk past them, they won't even look at you. I don't know where the other one is at. They just allow them to like walk around. But yeah, there was this trend where people were unfollowing celebrities. You see, it's just a game that they're playing. Like I mean, that's good. Because some celebrities suck, I guess, but I don't know, it's just a game. Like people just be like, I'm just gonna be unfollowing celebrities. But like, why did you follow them in the first place? Like, it makes them happy. Unfollowing celebrities is like, I don't want a celeb to make money through me, because the more followers they have, the more money they make. Like, why? I mean, yeah, there are some celebrities that will be flashing your money. And you imagine a celebrity talking about how much Bugattis they bought, and that you are a loser because you don't have what they have. But they have what they have because of the fans who are supporting them. Yeah, those guys do deserve to be unfollowed, because they suck. So I can understand it, but you can see that to most humans it was just like a game, you know. It was just a game, because it's fun. Like, they had nothing more important to do, so they kind of like were doing that, and it was fun. It was fun for them to do that. So everything is a game. Human beings are just trying to like have fun, the same way that when they were little they wanted to have fun. Even the things that they do that seem serious, like raising babies, all of it is just for fun. But some of y'all don't want to do these things anymore because you have outgrown these things. Like, you won't find happiness in having children because you've outgrown that. Like, it doesn't do anything for you anymore. The same way that you wouldn't want to play with a doll, maybe. I mean, some people still do want to play with dolls, and that's dope because it distracts you, and it can be fun. But there are some things that you used to do when you were little that you don't do anymore. And even the things that you are still doing that you used to do when you were a kid, these things are not fun. Like, it's not the same. You know, these things used to be fun, but it's not the same anymore. Thank you all, guys.